We're now going to talk about refitting the pitman arm and nut back to your steering gear. All steering gear that you receive from direct parts will come to you in the central position, the dead ahead. There is no need to rotate it, wind it, or nothing at all. All you need to do is identify the datum line on the end of the shaft with the appropriate datum line on the pitman arm. Line those two marks up so you know that the arm is actually in the right place. At this point now, before you refit the nut, you need to decide, is the nut that you've removed actually fit for purpose? You can see the one that I took off. I got the lock tabs back, but they're still in place. But you can see various examples of nuts that have been taken off where the lock tab has actually broke away in more than one place. In that example there. Personal opinion, renew the nut. Nuts are available from direct parts. So once your pitman arm is on, lined up and in place, you can run your nut back up by hand. At this point, do not strike the pitman arm with a hammer. You may think you're doing the right thing, trying to seat it onto the spline, but actually what you do is you put shock loads through the output shaft, which then can damage threads and bearings in the internals of the steering box before you've even fitted it back onto the vehicle. It's not designed to be hit on the end with a hammer. Again, it's the same as removing. We're going to position that arm in the vise. As you'll see in a later video, when we talk about relief valves, you do not want this box to rotate. You want to keep it in the dead ahead position. So using a suitable socket and bar, you're going to run the nut up first until it actually makes contact with the pitman arm. And the vital point now, no, do not run the nut up with a battery powered gun. You've no idea what torque you're putting on there. There is a torque setting from the OE. It's designed so that when you tighten that nut, it pulls that spline onto that tapered shaft and locks it into position. That's what the torque setting is for. No battery gun. Torque bar. And it's this that you will then use to tighten up the pitman arm. Just demonstrating it. Once we've got the torque setting, the torque bar set, that is the correct way to fit the arm. Not with the battery gun and certainly not with a hammer. That's now pulled onto that spline into the correct position. And the last part of refitting the pitman arm is to make sure that the two areas are peened back into place. Again, safety glasses. You've no need to overpeen them, but make sure that are located both sides back into the shaft. Again, that's now ready to be taken to the vehicle and fitted.